Welcome back to Binge Brain Trivia, where binge watching finally becomes a competitive sport. This episode is The Office Season 8, because if Michael Scott were proud of you, HR definitely wouldn't be. Who wins a major lottery prize in the episode, Lotto? A group of workers from the warehouse wins a major lottery prize. What happens to Dwight in Florida? Dwight gets his appendix removed in Florida. What song does Andy sing to indicate that it's time for everyone to go home? Andy sings closing time to indicate that it's time for everyone go home. What kind of entertainer does Nellie detest? Nellie detests magicians. Where does Andy take most of the office staff on a field trip, in an attempt to inspire them? Andy takes most of the office staff on a field trip to Gettysburg. One of Robert's family members comes to the office in the hope of getting a job. Who is it? Robert's wife comes to the office in the hope of getting a job. Who is this Dunder Mifflin employee who is running for the job held by Angela's former husband? Oscar Martinez is running for the job held by Angela's former husband. What new food does Daryl introduce to Nellie? Daryl introduces Nellie to tacos. What does Andy threaten to do if Jim and Dwight don't stop pranking each other? Andy threatened to take away Jim and Dwight's Christmas bonuses if they don't stop pranking each other. Who is the CEO of Sabre who replaces Joe Bennett? Robert California is the CEO of Sabre who replaces Joe Bennett. In The Incentive, what does Andy promise to get if the branch hits their goal? Andy promised to get a tattoo if the branch hits their goal. Which two employees are listed on the losers side of Robert's list? Jim and Dwight are listed on the losers side of Robert's list. In Garden Party, where does Andy host the party? Andy hosts the garden party at Schrute Farms. What is the name of the new warehouse foreman who replaces Daryl? Val is the name of the new warehouse foreman who replaces Daryl. What does Erin drink too much of in Christmas wishes that causes her to act out? Erin drank too much wine which causes her to act out. Why does Angela name her baby Philip? Angela named her baby Philip after her cat, but she claims it's for the senator. Who is asked to lead the trip to Florida? Dwight is asked to lead the trip to Florida. What does Jim use to convince Dwight not to go through with his crazy plan in Florida? Jim sends Dwight a fake email from Robert California so he won't go through with his crazy plan. What do they actually test in the Test the Store episode? They test the Sabre Pyramid tablet in the Test the Store episode? In trivia, what is the name of the team that Kevin, Aaron, and Meredith are on? The name of the team that Kevin, Aaron, and Meredith are on is the Einsteins. What is the name of the Scranton Strangler victim who Toby visits? George Howard Scub is the name of the Scranton Strangler victim who Toby visits. What numbers did the warehouse use to win the lottery? The warehouse uses a combination of numbers based on Daryl Philbin's birthday. Who does Andy throw his garden party to impress? Andy threw his garden party to impress his father, Walter Bernard Sr. What is the name of the book that Dwight uses as a guide to throw the garden party? The book that Dwight uses as a guide to throw the garden party is The Ultimate Guide to Throwing a Garden Party. What is the pseudonym Jim uses to write the book, The Ultimate Guide to Throwing a Garden Party? The pseudonym Jim uses to write the gardening book is James Trickington. In Scooped, what does Kevin have a fear of? In Scooped, Kevin expressed a fear of mummies. Who in the office makes the last mistake that will cause the doomsday device go off at 5 p.m.? Jim Halpert makes the last mistake that will cause the doomsday device go off at 5 p.m. In Doomsday, what does Dwight say all of his dreams are about? Dwight says all of his dreams are about a fear of immigrants. In Pam's Replacement, who's on the other line when Andy's taking a fake call from the police about his mother? Daryl Philbin is on the other line when Andy's taking a fake call from the police about his mother. In Gettysburg, what historic icon do people mistake Gabe for? In Gettysburg, Gabe is mistaken for Abraham Lincoln. In Mrs. California, what department does Robert's wife end up working for the day? Robert's wife end up working in the accounting department for the day. In Christmas Wishes, what is the name of Andy's girlfriend who Aaron is jealous of? Jessica is the name of Andy's girlfriend who Aaron is jealous of. In Trivia, what is the name of Oscar's team? The name of Oscar's team Aesop's Foibles. In Jury Duty, what dish do people who serve jury duty usually eat? People who serve jury duty usually eat at a food truck called Ernesto's. In Special Project, what does Val knit for Daryl and the rest of the warehouse workers? Val knits homemade beanies for Daryl and the rest of the warehouse workers. In Tallahassee, what does Jim tell Dwight is the antidote to the poison he gave him? Jim tells Dwight the antidote to the poison he gave him is to keep his heart rate up and not die. In After Hours, how many dots does Daryl put in his text to Val? Daryl put 4 dots in his text to Val. In Welcome Party, what was the occupation of Nellie's old boyfriend? Nellie's old boyfriend's occupation was a magician. In Angry Andy, what is the occupation of Kelly's new boyfriend, Robbie? The occupation of Kelly's new boyfriend, Ravi, is a pediatrician. In Turf War, what is the name of the fictional character the sales team creates to beat the commission cap? The name of the fictional character the sales team creates to beat the commission cap is Lloyd Gross. In Free Family Portrait Studio, who buys back Dunder Mifflin from Saber at the end of the episode? David Wallace buys back Dunder Mifflin from Saber. That wraps up Season 8 of Office Trivia. Drop your score in the comments and tell us what show or movie we should quiz next. Like and subscribe for more TV and movie trivia because binge watching deserves recognition. We'll see you next time on Binge Brain Trivia.